Welcome to Skitami Learning, Civic Math Part 2. What kind of man risks everything, his wealth, his family, his life, for a cause that might fail? Because in 1776, supporting independence wasn't popular. It was risky business. It was dangerous. Out of 13 colonies, there were 13 governors, but only one openly supported the revolution. So one out of 13, that's about 7.7%. That's not a movement. That's a risk. So let's talk about Jonathan Trumbull. Jonathan Trumbull was born October 12, 1710 in Lebanon, Connecticut. He died August 17, 1785 in Lebanon, Connecticut. So this was a gentleman who spent most of his life in Lebanon, Connecticut. He graduated from Harvard College in 1727, became a merchant in 1731 in his father's business. We'll come back to that a little later. He became Speaker of Connecticut Assembly House in 1739. He was also governor of Connecticut from 1769. He was only one of two colonial governors to continue in office after independence. The other was Nicholas Cook from Rhode Island. Jonathan Trumbull married Faith Robinson in 1735. He was a father of 6, which included John Trumbull, who was the painter of the American Revolution. So, coming back to John Trumbull's business, he was the largest meat packer in Connecticut. From his storefront, they could sell livestock, produce, fish oil, and furs. He also purchased sugar, coats, caps, clogs, crockery, cutlery, arms, and chocolate that he sold or redistributed throughout the colony. He owns his own ships and traded directly with the British, the German, and the Dutch, or anybody who could come to American shores. He did not directly traffic slaves, but indirectly played a role in the triangle trade. He owned slaves and inherited some at his father's death. One noteworthy slave was a mulatto lady by the name of Flora. John Trumbull purchased her for about 150 pounds at that time. That was a large sum of money. So it was documented that she lived with the Trumbull family for most of her life. And this purchase was made in 1736. So John Trumbull was not really a radical. He was already established, respected, connected. He was a merchant, a lawyer, a governor. Before the revolution, so as we can see, he was already a wealthy person. He was part of the British economic system, and people with wealth usually protected it. Wealth is looking for stability. But anybody who engaged into revolution was looking for uncertainty. Business does not like uncertainty. So why choose uncertainty? As we can see, he already had a family. He had a legacy, a future at stake. If Britain wins, that was treason, punishable by death. and this was serious. If the colonies win, that meant independence. It meant legacy. There is no middle ground in this thing, and this is a binary outcome. Low probability, high consequences. This is decision under uncertainty. So why did he do it? He believed in self-governance. Of course, that pushed, created definitely an economic pressure, but also he had a trust issue. He did not trust the British government. Now, on the other hand, Jonathan Trumbull trusted George Washington. So there was trust between these two gentlemen. Jonathan trusted George Washington, and George Washington trusted Turnbull. So if we can do a little connection or recap here, we see how Connecticut, in part one, fed the revolution because it believed in it. While others waited, Jonathan Turnbull acted. He didn't know the outcome, but he made the decision anyway. If you like this episode, please subscribe and share it with one person. Thank you for watching. This is Kitame Learning, and we'll see you next time.